Hello, everyone, and welcome to the EVN Disrupt podcast. My name is Nazaryan. I'm the editor of the tech section here at EVN Report. Our guest this week was Tigran Nazaryan, the co-founder of 10Web, an AI-based website builder. Tigran shared with us the story of the company, how it was founded, and some of the success they've had so far. We also spoke about how the product works and where Tigran sees the development of AI impacting web design in the future. Thank you for listening. Tigran, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for your invitation. Pleasure to be here.
Let's start with a little bit of your background. Tell us how you got into the world of AI and startups.
Yeah, we started from web development, and like 15 years ago, we developed some websites for some customers and then got more knowledge of this industry. It was kind of a student hobby or side work, side projects. But then we went to build a product company, and we were doing WordPress plugins. That was pretty popular, and it's of course it's now popular. But at that time, WordPress was rising as like the most popular site or content creation platform on the web. What
year was this?
It was like 2010, 11.
Okay.
So we built a lot of products for WordPress that's called plugins, so small pieces of software that you can install on your website and get some additional features, functionality. And that was pretty interesting thing. We got a lot of customers, like more than 1 million of websites using our products. And that was pretty interesting. But we thought about something much bigger and much more interesting rather than just the scope of small products. And we founded 10Web. So 10Web is basically the same team from the same core team from the previous company. We founded 10Web with a vision of creating a huge platform for building sites, hosting websites, and all-in-one solution that can help businesses, entrepreneurs to run their businesses online. That was 2017. And we were a bootstrapped company till 2020. And then we raised some investments from Silicon Valley VCs. So since that, like, we're backed by them. And the product evolved a lot. It's not just a solution for hosting or some services related to WordPress website, but it's a huge platform for building websites, creating content, running online businesses that can be really useful to people who have businesses online.
Tell us what the product looked like in 2017 when you guys first launched, and what's the journey been to coming to now where it's known as sort of an AI-powered website generator, website builder?
Yeah, that was pretty interesting journey. We learned a lot, of course, during the way, not only from engineering and building point of view, but also like promotion, marketing. It's not like you build and people come and start to use automatically. That never works like that. Like from product and engineering perspective, because my background is in engineering and technology, I was more involved in this type of things. That was pretty interesting journey because we started from knowledge of like PHP and web development and learned how to build our own hosting on Google Cloud. And learned how to make websites really fast on web, and learned how to create a huge platform with many components. And the most interesting part that I was personally involved, and I'm very happy for that, how to create websites using AI, how artificial intelligence can help to speed up web development, site creation, web design, and all these related activities.
This is still back in 2017 when you guys were thinking about this?
At first, it was not AI, but we thought about automation. What can we build to make fast and more effective? But in 2018, like, we started to think explicitly, like, can AI help us to build websites? So we spent about 2 years and built a first version of the product that was called AI Website Builder. It was pretty proprietary algorithm, but it's in place right now as well, so you can use it. And it was before this generative AI hype and all these new trends. It works in very interesting way. You just copy paste the URL for any website that you like, and it creates a similar WordPress website. So that, but the resulting website you can edit, it's customizable, it's like responsive, etc. And that was before generative AI era. Now we of course leverage the best technologies with ChatGPT and image generation models, and that's one of the core values of 10web.
Right. So I'm curious, in 2018, when you guys were doing this before the LLM era and these big diffusion models that produces beautiful artwork and stuff, your user was inputting in some small piece of text about the type of website that they want to build. And is that right so far? That's the first step?
It was a little bit different. They were inputting a URL of a ready website. Let's say at apple.com, you input apple.com and you got similar website, so that you can customize for yourself later.
So you guys were creating sort of like a layout structure based on an example that the user was
Exactly. Like analyzing the website, its content from layout perspective, styles, and then building customizable websites with WordPress.
And that was being put into a WordPress template that they could then play around with and customize.
Exactly. So we basically leverage two big technologies, AI and open source. WordPress and all the ecosystem is open source. That's super powerful, customizable, backed by community. So we leverage this, and the second is AI that helps to create content, automate development, automate also optimization and other stuff.
How close were you guys able to get to the layout of the website provided back then?
It was pretty close. For some websites, it was not nice, but for like typical landing pages and home pages of websites, it was pretty close. We tried to do as close as possible, and although there we need to keep, of course, the balance between like pixel perfect and like meaningful and, customizability.
And how long would it take to generate that? Was it like an instantaneous process?
It was about like 40 seconds or something like this.
So instantaneous.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this is 2018. You guys launched with this version of the product. Today, with the advent of things like ChatGPT and DALL-E and Stable Diffusion and stuff, how has the product developed and changed?
We launched it in 2020. Like 2020, took 2 years, the AI part, but the core platform was launched earlier. And right now we leverage both technologies, like our proprietary technology and ChatGPT and generative AI to build a website. So for generative AI usage, you just describe the type of business, just describe your business in a sentence or so, and it creates layout, and it basically chooses corresponding the best template for that business type, and generates the content, including images and text.
So based on that initial input of the description of the type of website that the user wants, it recognizes the things like what industry it's in, whether it's like a store or something, and comes up with the most optimal.
Yeah, exactly. Like if for any typical, like it's a newspaper, you know what pages it should contain. You know, most probably like it has some typical or popular type of structure of homepage or additional pages,
like a slider, or something like
So we just use this, and we are working right now on something more interesting. How to create arbitrary layout, not use template and change like text and generate images, but how to generate the whole layout for the website using generative AI.
Right.
Hopefully it will be available soon to our clients.
Okay, I definitely want to talk about that, but just staying on the platform for a minute. Are you guys also guiding the user with how to come up with the best prompt to get what they're looking for? Because we've seen that the quality of the output of these systems relies heavily on how it's prompted, how it's given that initial instruction. So are you guys doing anything at that layer to improve the prompt?
Actually, we don't want a user to prompt anything. So the prompts are run under the hood.
Right.
The customer just describes what they want to see and also, like if it's business, most probably to some features or services. Just name these services. On the other hand, we understand that even like writing this is might be a challenge, because perhaps you just start your business and you just want to have first website and you just start your business. You don't know what it should contain. So there are some aids And when you build, even you pass through this site creation flow, we even suggest like if this is like agency, then maybe you will offer marketing services and like search engine optimization or something else. So guided way to create website.
To implement it.
Yeah.
Staying with the platform as it is today. Once that initial website is generated, it then sits in some sort of layout, like a WordPress layout editor that the user can then go in and make changes to, and also make additional generations, or at that point is the AI layer done?
Yeah, exactly like that. Not done, of course, because like creating website is just one step. It just takes 1 minute. Of course, you need to add later more content. Perhaps you think and you rethink, you want to regenerate something, improve it, or so it's completely customizable, completely available for further modifications.
And those modifications can be made by prompting, or at least like providing some query.
Most
to
of them.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Tell us about this more interesting thing that you guys are building. The more
interesting thing is how to build the layout of website. Just because if you use template, it means that, let's say 100 templates. It means you just have 100 variations of website layout. Okay, you can change colors, you can change other things, but it's pretty limited. But how can you generate different, unique website in terms of layout, styles, and like content as well? So we're working right now on this. And
so I'm curious, like the generations you guys are doing today, given that it's WordPress, it has to be, there's some template underneath that it's been making modifications to. So there's like a 10 web template that you guys have built that the AI system is making those modifications to and using to build the layout? Is that a fair way of describing how it works? Or
what we have now, it's like that.
Right.
What we are building, we want to create the template itself using AI.
The AI creating the template from scratch, yeah. And would that still be a WordPress system?
Yeah, of course. The whole idea is around WordPress, and it's basically the best and the most popular site building tool.
What's the limitation of I'm curious, because like to me as like an average user of the web, it feels like most websites are derivatives of one another as it exists already. Of course, like every website looks different, but the fundamental structures and stuff are quite similar. And a powerful enough WordPress template can probably be used to make most websites with enough modifications, right?
Actually, yes. But for some like custom stuff, if you want to have some custom features like custom user interfaces or functions, you need to use custom coding, of course.
So that's what I'm curious about. Like, what are the layers that require the AI to actually make the template itself or make changes at the template level itself? What are those use cases? What are those examples that the system can't do today?
Even the most like standard website, of course, people have different preferences, and perhaps you want to have About Us section in the top part of your web page, and you are proud about your team. Okay, so you can have it above the rest of the content. So it's even within the like common most popular website layouts, it's still a huge variety. You cannot implement templates to cover all this.
Right. So
that's why we need AI.
Fundamentally customizable enough to be able to cover the entire spectrum. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how you've seen from your own users and from your own customers, how you've seen the sort of web development process be changed and impacted by technology like this. Do you see a big trend towards moving towards AI-augmented website building?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like if we compare, like look historically, like 20 years ago, it was like coding, right? 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it was like drag and drop site building visual tools. So how it will look like 5 or 2-3 years later. Of course, it will be powered by AI, and it is so even now. So, but the whole idea is that it should not be like engineering stuff with prompt engineering. You just want to describe what you want to have, and it should work like that. So it's like AI-assisted site building. On the other hand, we understand that it cannot be fully covered by AI. So it's like a mix. AI is like a tool to improve the process, to speed up the process and get better result. So it has several side effects, like good effects, of course. It reduces time to create a meaningful or like complete functional website. It also reduces the skill level to create a website. Don't need to hire developer. On the other hand, the same technology can be used by developers. If you are a developer, if you are a professional, you just get better tool that will help you to do 10x more.
Right.
So it will never eliminate the need for developers, but it will speed up the whole and change the whole experience of creating websites.
Even drag and drop systems, they got very good over the last few years, but they never took people out of the workforce. I think it's easy to say. They just complemented their existing workflows, right?
Yeah, exactly. But these like drag and drop systems, they also have learning curve. And for many people, and like even tech savvy people, I don't speak about professional developers, but for tech savvy people, most of them are not easy as well. So the AI assisted site building with less need for drag and drop and customizing every setting parameter manually, it's something that will be the web development of the future.
Right. And much more intuitive and something much more natural to humans.
Yeah, exactly. Assume you have a web developer sitting right next to you and you say, hey, can you make this like this, like align it to the right or replace the whole with slider or whatever.
Right. Copilot, as they say.
Yeah, Copilot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about adoption. How much traction do you guys have now in the market?
Right now we have more than 20,000 websites that are powered by TenWeb or hosted on TenWeb platform.
Yeah, that's incredible. And have you seen a massive uptick since the introduction of ChatGPT and things to the market? Has that brought a lot of excitement to your product as well?
Yeah, exactly. We grew 5 times during the 2023.
5 times during 2023.
Yeah, I mean in revenue, but the same in the number of websites and number of customers, of course.
Then in addition to the actual website generation, I noticed you guys have a lot of features around things like SEO optimization, things like that. Can you cover those parts as well?
Yeah, sure. Because the work, it does not finish with website creation, of course. To have the real website that is useful for your business, you need it to be fast. You need it to be stable and reliable. So it's like hosting, it's optimization and different technical services like backup, like analytics, security, etc. On the other hand, like when building the content, the rest of the tools are for improving content, creating more pages. And for e-commerce, we have very specific useful tools, like creating the products automatically through AI.
Like product descriptions.
Just gives a few example products and it will create them, or editing them, or managing the standard features for any e-commerce website, like taxes, like delivery or shipping or things like this.
On the image generation side, do you guys also provide features to be able to generate graphics and visuals for the website, right? For like banners and things of that nature. Do you guys do anything or do you see in the near future these tools becoming more like being able to generate artwork that's in some ways like consistent throughout the generations? Like one thing, if you're building it for a website, for instance, let's say I'm building it for some brand that sells a variety of boxed products, right? Like for example, I might want to put my products in the shots that it generates and stuff. Do you envision these design tools, especially for built-in content for websites, including this kind of functionality, even on platforms like yours?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you need to generate images, they should be consistent across the website. You cannot generate each image separately. It should take into account the style, the messaging, like the context of the product and the website. And it's not only for site building, but later you add more
other
pages,
marketing material. But like that's a current challenge, right, with these systems. Like it's tough to like, even just if you're, let's say, building, like generating a character, let's say for like a book artwork or something, it's very hard to get it to generate the same person throughout. So like, the reason why I ask is because for one project recently, I was trying to get a set of products that we have into these various shots, and it was really hard for a website, right? And actually I played around with 10web for it too. It's really hard to get it to be, it's impossible to even use your product in it unless you do it post fact, like in the post-production editing and things like that. But even just having it build like consistent artwork throughout the, like, let's say 5 or 6 times you want to use it throughout the website is super challenging. So I think like finding ways to have it be consistent throughout a project would really grow adoption for tools like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you, like, even in the same web page, you have several images, they should have consistent styling. Right. Or like for, let's say, a personal blog or journal, sure. Each magazine has its own style, right? Right. And any new article should be according to style. In real life case, there is an editor, there is a person there are style guidelines, people check everything, whether it goes smoothly together. So in case of AI, it's the same. But if you do it independently, you won't get consistent results. So that's of course specific challenge, and there are some ways to partially solve it. But that's very important challenge that should be solved.
That's something we need at the fundamental AI level that needs to get improved before we can see it in products. Is what you're saying?
I would say it's not fundamental AI level, but fundamental product level. Fundamental AI level, if like you go directly to ChatGPT or DALL-E or Stable Diffusion or the other solution, you can write prompt and get some result. So you can get any result. But it's like product that should be built on top of this generative AI platform that should take care about this consistency.
Right. So in that sense, then do you think it can be solved today at the product level?
Partially. It can be solved also partially on AI level, because for AI, of course, the better AI is that it has more control over the created content. It provides more control.
Such as handling consistency.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah. In terms of improvements at the fundamental AI level that would most impact products like 10web, what are you most excited about or most looking forward to see in the coming years?
Oh, cool question. So we saw a lot of things already, like the new ChatGPT models. They have larger context window. Yeah, so you can just put more content in a single request and get more output or provide more input. Multi model version with both images and text. This is very exciting. And on the other hand, I'm sure like even the current models, in a couple of years, they will be much more powerful. Even the same features. I don't talk about new features. As for the new stuff, like what we recently saw that they called GPTs, multiple, plural, that you can create your own chat. Basically, you just provide some system prompt and some system
initial setup.
Initial setup that basically automates your repeatable actions. Or OpenAI wants to create a marketplace even for this. So these type of things will help to have more useful AI in different verticals. On the other hand, like fine-tuning is like the most powerful approach. If you have a lot of data in your vertical and you have specific problem, you can fine-tune it. So overall, it seems like this will drastically impact content writing and any industry that relies on knowledge and creating some content, either graphical or textual or even voice.
To put into context for users, like just everyday people listening, let's say like a 15 to 20% improvement in GPT, in the current version of GPT. What would that mean from a feature perspective on your product? Like, what is something that you think people can't do today that they'll be able to do in a year or 18 months as AI improves? It's a hard question, but
yeah, that's great question. It's pretty difficult to say what specifically, but this approach we also take into account. Like when we want to build something right now, we always think about if we do that in a custom way by ourselves, is it possible that after 6 months it will be released and it will be done without us? So we'll just spend few months building something that will already appear. So taking into account this possible development, we think that whatever can be solved by improving the model, we should not try to fix that. Just wait. After 6 months, you'll have better model.
So what are you waiting for right now?
It's like small technical things right now. Just anything that depends on the quality of the model.
The model's output.
That when you think, I wish I had a model 20% better. Okay, don't do this. Wait, you'll have 20% better. You'll have 2x better model in 6 months.
Right. That's a really interesting way to think about it. What about other domains outside of websites? Like we see some platforms now do like internal app building through prompting. I'm assuming there's probably one for mobile apps, or someone's working on one for mobile apps. Do you see that in the future as well?
Yeah, of course. It's already right now. Like that's not much fundamental difference between building interface of website or interface of mobile app. Fundamentally, it's the same, and the same approach, same AI. And on the other hand, like serverless app, when we consider the apps that have some backend code running somewhere on server, and you just don't need it. It doesn't have like some interface, and it's just integration between different services or whatever. Like it can be integrated to your Slack or to your email. So tools for automation, tools that process data, these type of things also. It's like apps. They don't have interfaces. UIs, but they are apps. So of course they're and with the new Chat GPT, the plugins, logic, and like searching, inclusion, code production, that module that produces code and runs it in some environment, you basically can build any app.
Right.
It's not perfect, and it's not like one shot. You just provide one action and like one input, and it produces whole complete app. But it speeds up the whole process a lot.
Do you anticipate 10web getting into domains outside of websites, or sticking to websites for now?
No, I don't think. But website is also a huge domain. Like website is also about website related marketing, like email campaigns, writing content. So
there's a lot to explore.
There's a lot of
it'll keep you guys busy. Last question, Tigran. Where do you hope to see 10web in 5 years?
Cool question. Of course, we want to have see 10web as one of the top startups in website and online business industry. Let's say in a more like general terms, online business industry, and also want to see it as one of Armenian top startups in terms of input and output to the Armenian startup and tech ecosystem.
Wish you a lot of luck with that, and I hope you'll come back on to tell us about how it went. Thank you.
Thank you.